Look at life closely, not with your opinions, but with your eyes. You will see what truly bothers you is never what is happening around you. It is always what is happening within you. You may think it is the words someone said, the traffic, the betrayal, the rejection. But let me tell you this, they are just the triggers, not the tormentors. The real troublemaker is your reaction. When someone presses a button, if there is no wiring inside, there is no shock. If you truly wish to train your mind to remain unbothered, first realize you are not your mind. You are the one who observes it. The mind is like a monkey jumping, screaming, clinging to every disturbance. But you are the space in which the monkey dances. The moment you know this, the monkey loses power. There is a sacred space between what happens and how you respond. Most people never find it. They react like machines. But if you become conscious, you will pause. And in that pause is freedom. That pause is where peace lives. Train yourself to linger in that gap. Breathe there. Exist there. That is where the unbothered mind begins. Do not get entangled with the drama of thoughts and emotions. They are like passing clouds. But you, if you wish, can remain the sky vast, silent, untouched. Clouds don't stain the sky. Why must opinions stain your peace? Practice stillness, not for hours, just for a few moments each day. Sit quietly, watch your breath, let everything pass, but do not hold anything. The more you practice this, the more you will see even storms can come, but they cannot shake you, and above all, don't bite the bait. When someone throws anger at you, it's bait. When life insults you, it's bait. If you react, you are caught. If you smile and walk away, you are free. You were not born to be disturbed by every little ripple. You were born to become the ocean, calm, deep, and unshakable. Train yourself, not to escape the world, but to become so rooted within that nothing outside can shake you. That is the unbothered mindset. That is freedom. What bothers you is not out there, it's always within. Life is happening all around you. People speak, situations arise, events unfold, but none of these have the power to disturb you unless you give them permission. The external world is like the wind. It can only ruffle what is already loose inside you. If you are anchored, if your inner space is undisturbed, then even a storm cannot shake you. People say, "He made me angry," or "That situation ruined my peace." No one has that power unless you hand it to them. What rises in you is your own making. Anger, irritation, hurt, these are not gifts delivered from the outside. They are seeds lying dormant within you, waiting for the right trigger to sprout. So when you feel disturbed, don't look out, look in. If you walk barefoot and a thorn pricks your foot, you don't blame the road, you become more aware of where you step. In the same way, when life pricks you, don't try to fix the world, fix your response. The world is not here to align with your moods. It will go on as it pleases, but your inner space, that is your domain, master that, and you master your experience of life. True strength is not in controlling others or changing every circumstance, it is in not being controlled by them. Once you see that, you are no longer a slave to the world. You become sovereign within, and that is where the unbothered mind begins. There is a space between what happens and how you respond. Most people never become aware of it. They react immediately, mechanically, as if someone else is pressing their buttons and they have no choice but to obey. But if you can pause just for a moment, you will discover that gap. In that gap lies your freedom. This pause is not weakness. It is the highest intelligence. It means you are not just reacting out of habit, memory, or ego. You are responding from clarity. Every creature reacts. Only a conscious human can respond. That response, born from awareness, is the beginning of an unbothered mind. Training yourself to recognize and rest in that space is a daily practice. It is not something you do once and forget. Every time something irritates you, every time someone provokes you, you are being given a chance not to prove yourself right. Not to win the argument, but to rise above the need to react at all. You will see in that moment that not every thought needs to be spoken, not every emotion deserves action. You learn to choose silence over noise, stillness over movement, understanding over impulse. And in that choice, your inner strength grows. When you master this gap, the world may still do what it does, criticize, tempt, provoke, but you will no longer dance to its tune. You will move from being a puppet of reaction to the master of your own presence. The mind is like a stage, constantly playing out scenes, memories, fears, desires, and judgments, but you are not the drama, you are the space in which the drama unfolds. The problem is, most people forget this. They get so involved in the story that they believe they are the story. They don't just watch the storm, they become the storm. Every thought that arises, every emotion that moves, becomes a personal truth. But just because something shows up in your mind doesn't mean it belongs to you. Just because anger rises doesn't mean you have to express it. Just because fear whispers doesn't mean you must listen. The untrained mind gets dragged into every wave, but the one who is aware remains still, watching, not drowning. Learning to observe without reacting is like learning to sit beside a fire without being burned. You don't put your hand into the flame just because it's there. So why jump into every thought, every opinion, every emotional current that passes through you? To train your mind is not to suppress these movements, but to see them for what they are, passing clouds in the vast sky of your awareness. And when you stop feeding them with your energy, when you stop acting as if they are commands you must follow, they slowly lose their grip. You begin to experience a different dimension of yourself, untouched, undisturbed, unbothered, not because the world changed, but because you did. You stepped out of the performance and remembered you were always the witness, not the actor. Stillness is not something you stumble upon by accident. It is something you cultivate moment by moment. In a world that constantly pulls you in every direction, notifications, arguments, desires, noise, choosing stillness is an act of power. And yet, it is not about doing nothing. It is about doing from a place of inner clarity, not chaos. If you sit quietly for even a few minutes a day, without chasing thoughts or pushing them away, something beautiful begins to happen. You start noticing the storm inside. Noticing it is the first step to freedom from it. You realize most of the noise was never necessary, it was just habit. A habit of reacting, of fearing, of clinging. People ask, how do I stay calm when things go wrong? But things are not going wrong. Things are simply happening. The problem is, you have decided how they should go, and every time life doesn't match that image, you suffer. This is not stillness. This is resistance. Stillness is the ability to allow life to unfold without needing to control every scene. It's not passivity, it's presence. You are fully here, fully alive, but without the inner tug-of-war. And when you are still within, even a chaotic world cannot disturb you. This is not about escaping the world or hiding from responsibilities. It's about showing up fully, but from a place that is deeply rooted, not easily shaken. Like a tree whose branches may sway in the wind, but whose roots hold firm in the earth. When stillness becomes your foundation, reactions become a choice, not a compulsion. Peace becomes your natural state, not a rare visitor. And in that space, the world may try to provoke you, but you are no longer available for disturbance. Every situation that upsets you is offering you a mirror, but instead of looking into it, most people try to break the mirror. They want to change the world, silence others, avoid discomfort, anything but face the truth that what hurts is not the world's doing, but the echo of their own unhealed spaces. When someone insults you and it stings, ask yourself why. If you truly knew your worth, their words would fall like leaves, no impact, no weight. The pain is not in their insult, it is in your insecurity. Life keeps exposing these wounds, not to punish you, but to show you where the work is. Every irritation, every emotional reaction is an invitation. Will you dive into the drama, or will you investigate what it has touched inside you? The more you search outside for peace, the more elusive it becomes. But the moment you turn inward, really inward, you find that peace was never missing. It was only buried under layers of noise you didn't know you were carrying. You must understand, freedom is not in changing others. You cannot control the opinions, behaviors, or energies of people around you, but you can become so clear within that their chaos does not enter you. It knocks, but there is no one answering the door. This is not a fantasy. This is the power of self-awareness, to see clearly where your emotional triggers lie, to no longer be a puppet to them. You don't need to defend, react, or fight. You simply rise above, not in arrogance, but in understanding. And once that understanding deepens, something shifts. You stop being disturbed, not because life became easier, but because you became deeper. Life is full of movement, people coming and going, praise and blame, gain and loss, joy and pain. These are the waves of existence, but ask yourself, must every wave knock you down, or can you learn to remain like the sky, untouched, unshaken, simply witnessing? You must see this clearly. The situations will not stop. People will still disappoint you, plans will still change, the weather will not always be to your liking. But if your peace depends on everything outside being perfect, you have given the remote control of your inner state to the whole world. And the world has never promised to keep you comfortable. But what if you could shift that completely? What if you trained yourself to remain like the open sky, spacious, aware, unbothered by the passing clouds of emotion and circumstance? The clouds may come, they may even darken the sky for a moment, but they do not stain the sky. They pass, they always pass. The unbothered mind is not cold or indifferent. It is fully alive, fully engaged, but not entangled. It means you can listen without absorbing, speak without reacting, love without clinging. It is a mind that has dropped the need to control everything and instead has rooted itself in clarity. This kind of inner stability does not come by accident. It is a discipline, a choice. Every time life throws something at you, you can either flinch and collapse, or you can stand tall, observe, breathe, and remain centered. And with practice, what used to shake you becomes background noise. Not because the world became quieter, but because you became still. In that stillness, life becomes simple. Not because it lost its challenges, but because you stopped being tossed around by them. You became the sky. And the sky is always free. So, understand this: the world will never stop moving, people will never stop speaking, and challenges will never stop arising. But the turmoil is not in them, it is in how you receive them. What bothers you is not out there, it has always been within. And that, my friend, is your greatest power. Because if the disturbance is within you, then the solution is also within you. To live with an unbothered mind set is not to escape life, but to face it with such clarity that nothing can shake your inner ground. It is not indifference, but deep intelligence. It is the realization that peace is not the absence of noise, it is the mastery of how you hold yourself amidst the noise. This is not a philosophy to be believed, it is a discipline to be lived. Every reaction is a choice. Every irritation is a teacher, and every moment is a doorway either to chaos or to consciousness. So train yourself not to harden, but to deepen, not to fight the storm, but to become so rooted that the storm passes through you without touching your core. Let your stillness become your strength. Let your awareness become your armor, and let your inner sky remain vast, open, and free no matter how many clouds pass through it. That is the unbothered mind. That is freedom.